because a lot of people, that I deal with, especially, I'll tell you, 2020 has been one of those years where everything that they talk about on the news is 100% correct. There's drug abuse, alcohol abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, child neglect. I mean, everything. And so those are all catalysts that people find are saying, you know what, enough is enough, and I'm done. But not always. Sometimes, I do hear exactly what you just said is I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
Mhm.
Some people leave. I know for myself, and this sort of piggybacks a little bit on what you were saying is, for me, it finally came to the point where I realized that the example that I was showing my son of how to treat a woman was improper because of the way I treated their mother. And the way that I was showing an example of my daughter of how to find a husband that will treat you a certain way. Well, I was setting a bad example. And I finally said, look, I'd rather set no example than continue setting a bad example.
Right.
Um, and that was just a really big eye-opening moment for me. Um, and I wish I had understood, I guess, the concept of trust the process, because I guess I sort of went through it without understanding the concept, and having that context, I think, would have been comforting. It would have been helpful. Um, Having somebody like you, which is why I find myself as a mediator. I've gone through this. I've been in court, and people know my story. And so it's not that, hey, you know what, I just chose to be a mediator. I went to school, I got my education, here I am, I'm here to mediate. It's like, no, I've lived this, I understand it. Just like you as a life coach, you've got so much life experience and wisdom to bring going, look, I went through this. And so trusting the process, I was estranged from my daughter, like you were estranged from your daughter, and we've got those things that we can share, those stories that we can share, so that people realize that they're not the only one. I mean, so many people feel isolated. Um, I know that people say to me, "Oh, nobody would ever understand. I'm the only one." I'm like, "You are not the
Right.
first, nor will you ever be the last." But to have the insight and the wisdom to be able to get through that is really good.